Why do we have all these pillows and stuff here?
That was stuff I wanted to wash.
I'm trying to like get it.
And the laundromat's closed. And I was thinking maybe McDonald's would want us to use
their washing.
But then I'm thinking, no, maybe Christy would. I don't know.
Yeah.
How she would feel about our pillow germs.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Nobody's in the meeting.
I guess I could ask. I mean, you know, they haven't been used in a while.
Yeah. Hello. Here, let me see if I can. I guess you're unmuted. But I can't hear you. If you want to chat in the chat box, you're welcome to do that. I'm just going to wait for other people to trickle in because I think it's going to take a few minutes for everyone to get kind of set up. So in the meantime, feel free to roll your mat out or your towel. I posted online, I said you could grab a yoga block, or if you have a textbook, that works too. And then for Shavasana, if you want to grab a blanket, that would be great. Only if you get cold. You don't really need one, but if you get cold, that would be good. So I'm glad to see, I didn't set up to have like that I had to add you guys in, so I'm glad that you guys were just able to connect in and I didn't have to let you guys in. So just get yourself set up, maybe light a candle or some incense, or spray some room spray, whatever's best for you guys. So I know we're waiting on a couple more people, so I'm just gonna wait to start the practice until then, okay?
See how she did her. That would be more.
Did you guys have any difficulties getting in by any chance?
Eric, bottle. Please. I'm about to do a yoga thing.
So I think we have everyone who's going to come. I think maybe more people were going to come, but they couldn't make it. So I'm just going to go ahead and mute you all. Hit continue. Okay, so like I said in the beginning, get yourself set up, your mat, your towel. Like I said, you can light a candle, use incense. If you have a yoga block, that's great. Otherwise, a textbook works, or you don't even need one, really. So it's really up to you, whatever you want to do in the practice. Like I said, you can use a blanket, any sort of blanket for the end in Shavasana. And also rolled up blankets can work as blocks too, in a way. So that's another option. And then you can also turn on like a relaxing playlist. I don't really think playing music over the Zoom really works that well. So we'll just kind of, you guys can pick your own music and choose to listen to something, whatever you want to do. Okay, so it looks like one more person just came in. So hi, we're gonna set up our yoga mats and get started. So we're gonna come to our mat once you have it rolled out and come down into child's pose. And if you have socks on, feel free to take them off, or you can keep them on. I like to take mine off because I feel like I have a better grip without them on, but it's up to you what you feel comfortable with. So let's come down into child's pose, and we're gonna either bring our knees as wide as our mat, or we're gonna bring them together so that we're on the tops of our heels with our sits bones. And then with the knees together, you can either extend the arms out, forehead down to the mat, or you can bring the arms alongside the body with your palms facing up. Or like I said in the beginning, you can take your knees as wide as your mat, big toes to touch, reach the arms out, forehead to the mat. So choose your child's pose, whatever's best for you in this current moment. And then just start to come into your breath. Breathing in through the nose, pausing, and breathing out through the nose. Pausing again before your next in-breath. Breathing in. Pausing at the top. Breathing out. Pausing again. On an inhale, maybe walk the fingertips further to the top of your mat. Stretching out through the shoulders. And making sure that our fingertips are spread wide on the mat so that there's an equidistance in between the fingers here. Again, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. With the fingertips, we're going to want to kind of have the knuckles come lifting off of the mat. So slightly gripping the mat. And then in your child's pose, just begin to let the tension go that you've been holding on. If you have been holding on to tension, just let it go. Relax through the shoulders. Relax through the mouth, the jawline, the brow. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Breathing in through the nose. Maybe reaching the fingertips further to the top of the mat. And then relaxing the shoulders down. So child's pose is a really great pose to come to in your practice. If you just need to rest a little bit or you need a break from what we're doing, so remember that throughout the practice, you can always come back to child's pose, and even if I don't mention it, you can always go to it. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling, let's walk our fingers and our hands over to the right side of our mat. You can bring the left palm on top of the right, stretching through the left side body. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose. Again, breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose. On your next inhale, come back to center. And on your exhale, let's walk the hands over to the left side of the mat. So you can bring your right palm on top of your left hand, stretching through your right side body. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose. Breathing in through the nose. Again, breathing out through the nose. On an inhale, we're going to walk the palms, everything back to center, back to extended child's pose. And just pause here for a moment and set an intention to your practice. Your intention could be just an affirmation, something like, I am strong, I am calm, I am happy. Be something along those lines. It could be just acknowledging the fact that you showed up today on a Sunday to practice yoga. Like, that's really huge. So whatever it is, just think of your intention. Just take a few moments to ponder and come up with your intention. When you're ready, on an inhale, we're going to lift the elbows off of the mat, or you can keep them on the mat, whatever's best for you. And on an exhale, we're going to return them back down to the mat. And you can either stay breathing in extended child's pose, or you can bring your palms together by collapsing them, and then take your hands behind your head, towards your neck. I don't really know what this is called per se, but I actually watch some YouTube videos by a lady named Adrienne. She does yoga videos, and she calls this, well, she puts her hands together like this in prayer, and she calls it Namaste shark fin. So I think that's kind of funny. So we're kind of doing our own version of that. So just breathe here. Feel this stretch through your shoulders. Feel the shoulder blades coming together. Breathing in through the nose. And breathing out through the nose. Breathing in through the nose. And breathing out through the nose. Breathing in through the nose. Breathing out through the nose. Let's bring the hands back down to the mat, back into extended child's pose. On an inhale, we're going to lift up into tabletop. So for tabletop, we're going to have the wrists underneath our shoulders, and the knees are going to be underneath our hips. And just pause here, make sure that you're in proper alignment, that you're at a neutral spine so your back is flat. And then let's just check out our fingers. So are they spread evenly? So they're not tightly together, they're spread out, spread apart. Are the knuckles lifting up off of the mat so that they're getting a little white in between? It's just like you're gripping onto something, you're gonna grip your mat. So once you feel stable in your tabletop, we're gonna inhale, lift the head up, tuck the tailbone up, and exhale, tucking the tailbone down, chin to chest, rounding through the spine. Inhale, tailbone lifts up, look up. Exhale, chin to chest, tailbone tucks, rounding through the spine. So again, breathing in, gazing up in your cat or cow pose. Some people call this cow, I call it cat because I think that cats, like black cats at Halloween, they do this. I don't know, that's my thing. But so breathing in, looking up in your cat pose, and exhaling, rounding through the spine, chin to chest, cow. Inhaling up, exhaling down, chin to chest. So just go at your own pace, breathing in and gazing up, and exhaling, rounding in, gazing inward. We're going to do this for about 5 more breaths. So when you're ready, come to a neutral spine, back into tabletop. And we're going to come into some hip circles. So we're going to tip the hips around in a circular motion, rolling out the wrists, limbering them up for today's practice. So breathing in, and breathing out. And remember, at any point during the practice, if something doesn't feel right, make sure not to do it. In yoga, we really have to listen to our bodies and make sure that we're not pushing ourselves too much. So then take it in the opposite direction, the circular movements. Remembering to breathe. And then when you're ready, we're gonna bring our wrists and we're gonna face them to the top of our mat or towel, whatever you're practicing on. So maybe you came here and this is enough for you. You're feeling that stretch through the wrists. Or maybe you're gonna walk the hips a bit further back and then forward. Or maybe you do a little hip circle movements. Whatever's best for you, just honor that. It's your body. And then when you're ready, we're gonna bring the wrists to face each other. So we're gonna bring them in towards the midline, the medial part of our body. So just gazing down at your fingertips. Are they spread apart? Are they gripping the mat? And then feeling that stretch through your wrists here. And then bringing the palms back so that they're facing your knees. And we're gonna lift up through the right palm, and we're gonna come onto the top of the hand and just kind of stretch the counter stretch through the wrist here. So try not to collapse into it because that will hurt. So just if it hurts, ease off a little bit, lift up. And then we're gonna take it on the other side. So we're gonna flip the palm over and just counter stretch through the wrist. And like I said, if there's ever a point that you need to go back into child's pose, that's always an option. All right, so once more, we're gonna do a couple cat-cows. So we're gonna inhale, gaze up. And exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, gaze up. And exhale, chin to chest. All right, then we're going to come into our downward facing dog. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to keep our palms planted into the mat. Again, making sure that the fingertips are spread here, that the knuckles are lifting off. And we're going to tuck the toes, and we're going to lift the hips up, and the chest is going to come towards the thighs. So your feet are going to want to be at about a hip's distance apart. Like I said, your chest is going to be moving towards your thighs. So you're kind of coming to an upside down V formation, kind of like a mountain. In that way that you have a peak, that triangle pose. And then making sure that your ears are in between your biceps. And just breathing here. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Maybe start walking out your dog by bending and breathing into one of your legs. And then exhaling, bending and straightening the opposite. Breathing in, bend and straighten. Breathing out, bend and straighten. So just go through this movement if it feels good to you. Breathing in and breathing out. Remembering to keep the hips lifted. Making sure to bend through the knees if necessary. When you're ready, come into stillness. Inhale, look at your palms, and then walk or jump your feet to your hands. We're going to come into ragdoll. So we're going to have about a fist distance in between our feet. And then we're going to bend generously through the knees. So there's no need to straighten and walk out your joints here. That's exactly what we want to avoid. And then we're just going to let everything go from the upper part of the body. Just let it all hang down. Let go of that tension. Maybe nodding the head yes, and shaking the head no to let go of the tension in the neck. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows, creating a box around the head, and swaying from side by side slowly. Breathing in on one side, and breathing out on the other. And then on exhale, we're going to release the palms down. And then begin to inhale, rise up slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, so that your head is the last thing to arrive. And then coming into your mountain pose, you can either keep the feet where they are, or you can bring them together. Truthfully, it's easier to bounce when they're apart. So if you have trouble bouncing, I recommend you keep them separated. So just coming into your mountain, feeling grounded through the feet, and shining your palms forward. Bring the arms alongside your body. And having a slight micro bend through the knees. Tailbone tucks down. We're gonna activate our abdominal muscles. So we're gonna pull the belly button in and up. And our shoulders are gonna draw back and down. We're just gonna gaze forward in our mountain pose, feeling strong, feeling grounded, like a mountain, like we're literally embedded in the bedrock. We are the bedrock, or the mountain. So maybe take a moment to close your eyes, come back to your intention, your I am statement, or whatever else it could have been. And on an inhale, we're gonna bring the arms up and overhead, gaze up, extended mountain pose. And exhale, we're gonna bring the arms down and away, back down to our side. Again, breathing in, extended mountain pose, gaze up. And then exhale, the arms down, alongside your body. Last one, we're gonna breathe in, arms up, gaze up. And exhale, we're gonna bring the arms down alongside our body. All right, so then we're gonna do some bouncing poses. So for this pose, I recommend if you have like furniture in the way, just kind of move yourself. We're gonna be twisting in a couple different directions. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start by standing. We're gonna bring our hands to our hips. So just try to come into equidistant standing, so with a neutral spine. And on an inhale, we're gonna lift up the right leg. So you can either bring it to a 90-degree angle so that you're bending through the knee, or if you're flexible enough, you can reach down and grab your big toe and bring your foot and leg, straighten it. But wherever you are, I'm with the knee technically, so I'm just gonna stick to that. So on an inhale, we're gonna breathe in, and exhale, we're gonna open up the right leg to the right. And you can also bring the left arm over to the left, gazing to the left. And find a drishti or a gaze point to look at to help you bounce. And if you happen to fall out of this posture, it's totally fine. You can always come back to it. It's completely normal, it happens. So maybe gazing over at the left hand, maybe past the left shoulder. On an inhale, we're gonna bring it all back to center. And then we're gonna take our left palm and we're gonna bring it down to our right knee. We're gonna bring the right hand and we're gonna take it behind us, twisting to the right. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Inhale, bring it back to center. Then we're gonna inhale, lift the arms up and straighten the leg. We're just gonna hold it here for a few breaths. So breathing in. And breathing out. Dropping the shoulders down, breathing in. And breathing out, release the leg down. So then kind of shake out the legs. That's a lot on the left standing leg that we just put there. So just shake it out. Shake out through the legs, maybe shake out through the arms, maybe wiggle it up, wiggle it back down. Whatever you want to do, we're all free here, we're at home. We can do whatever. Okay, so once you've wiggled it out enough, we're gonna come and do it on the left side. So we're gonna shift our weight into our right standing leg. Always remember to keep a little micro bend through the knee. We're gonna bring the hands to our hips, and then we're gonna inhale the left leg up. So you can either come into the 90-degree bend here, or you can grab down and reach that big toe and straighten your leg. Breathing in and breathing out, open it up to the left, and then bring your right arm out to the right, gazing to the right, finding your drishti, and breathing here. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. On an inhale, we're gonna bring it back to center, and then we're gonna take our right hand down to our left knee, and we're gonna twist to the left. So bring that left arm behind you and twist to your left. Breathing in and breathing out. Remembering to stay lifted here. And it's okay if you fall out of this pose. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. On an inhale, we're gonna bring it all back to center. We're gonna bring the arms up and overhead, straighten that left leg. Breathing in and breathing out, drop the shoulders down. Breathing in and breathing out, release it. So we're gonna shake through the legs again. So just shake it out, do what's best for you. And then we're gonna come into eagle pose. So eagle pose can be a little tricky. It's a bouncing pose. So the arm variation, I'm just gonna come a little forward so you can see. I'm gonna get down. So you would take your right under your left for the right side so that your hands are coming together here and you're at a 90-degree angle. And on the left side, it's the same thing, just reversed. You have your left under your right. So if you can do that, that's great. If not, we're just gonna bring the palms together like this, or you can give yourself a hug. So whichever way you wanna do it, just go ahead and do that. So I think it might be easier to show it like this on the screen. So we're just gonna come with our feet together, and we're gonna start on the right side. So we're gonna bring the right arm underneath the left or into a different arm variation. We're gonna inhale. So you can either leave your foot on the ground if you have trouble bouncing, or we're gonna take the right thigh and bring it over the left. And then we're going to bend into our left leg. And then making sure that the flying foot is flexed here, that it's active. And then making sure that you're tucking the tailbone down, coming to a neutral spine so it's pretty flat. So you can either kickstand the foot, as I said, you can bring it, flex through the foot, or you can wrap it around that left calf. So just breathing here, finding your bounce, finding your drishti, and then exhaling, releasing out, shaking out through the legs a little bit if you need to. And then we're gonna take it on the left side. So we're gonna bring our weight into our right standing leg. We're gonna bring a little micro bend into it. And then we're gonna take it on the opposite side with our hands and arms. We're gonna bring the left under the right. And then we're gonna take either kickstand the foot, and like I said, you don't have to do this arm variation. You can do one of the other ones if you can't do this. So either kickstand the foot, or we're gonna bring the left thigh over the right thigh, so really squeezing it. And then bending into the right knee. So again, remembering to flex through the flying foot here, or you can wrap it around the right calf. Tucking the tailbone down, straightening through the back, breathing in, breathing out, finding your drishti, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, and breathing out. And on an exhale, we're gonna release. So again, you can shake it out through the knees, through the legs, whatever you have to do to feel comfortable. And then next, we're gonna come into tree pose. So if you have a block or a book, you can use it to kind of challenge yourself here if you've been in tree pose before. But if you haven't, I recommend not using a block because that's a bit more challenging. So basically what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna wanna come, if you want to use a block, you can step onto it. Like basically you would bring the foot, that's gonna be your standing leg, onto the block and then bring your leg up like that. So you can do that or you can't, whatever. So we're gonna start by doing it on the right side. So we're gonna bring our weight into our left standing leg. So a little micro bend. And we're either gonna kickstand the foot here, excuse me, sorry. Either bring it to your ankle or take that foot and bring it up to your inner thigh. Just don't put it on the knee because that could damage your knee joint. Inhale the palms to heart center. Exhale the shoulders down. Just find your drishti, get centered here. Find the center of gravity within your body. And on an inhale, grow your branches. So come into any arm variation that you'd like. You can bring the arms up. You can come into goalpost arms or goddess arms. Come into steeple. So you're kind of like pointing a gun, except you're not because it's supposed to be a church and that has nothing to do with churches, but that was the best thing I came up with. Or you can bring the arms behind your back, grabbing your elbows, or come into reverse prayer. So you're like going like this behind your back. So whichever one you want to come into, just come into your tree and find your balance. It's okay if you fall out of this pose. On an exhale, we're going to bring the palms back to heart center, breathing in. And breathing out, we're going to release the foot down. So that was tree on the right side. Now we're going to take it on the left. So we're going to start to bring our weight into our right standing leg. So a little micro bend through the knee. Like I said, either kickstanding, keeping the foot planted on the floor, bringing it to the ankle, or grabbing that foot and bringing it to the right inner thigh. And then breathing in, bringing the palms to heart center. Gazing forward, just find your drishti or your gaze point. It's that one point that you're going to look at throughout your practice, throughout the bouncing practice, rather, not the entire practice, obviously. And then exhale the shoulders down. And then breathe in, lift your arms up, grow your branches. Or you can bring the arms behind you into reverse prayer or grabbing opposite elbows, whichever one. Breathing here and bouncing. If you fall, that's okay, you just get back up. And then exhale the palms back down to heart center. Breathing in. And breathing out, we're gonna release out. All right, so maybe wiggling, shaking out the legs a little bit. And then we're gonna come down onto our mat, so we're done with our bouncing poses. And you can keep your block handy if you'd like it. So basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna come to staff pose. So we're gonna really plant the calves and the thighs into the mat, but also keep a little slight micro bend through the knees. We're gonna flex through the feet. We're gonna bring the palms alongside our hips. We're gonna bring the shoulders down and back so that the shoulder blades are drawing together. We're gonna gaze forward. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhaling in, we're gonna bring the arms up and overhead so that the palms are facing together, pinky fingers rotating inwards towards the midline. And on an exhale, we're gonna start to lean forward and grab whatever you can so that you have your back at a pretty straight spine so that your heart is still facing forward. A good part to gaze at is your toes or your feet, or just towards the top of your mat. So you might be really flexible. You might be able to reach your feet here by still keeping a pretty neutral spine. Or you might be grabbing like me around your knees, calf area, or maybe further to your ankles. So just breathing here, feeling the stretch. Try not to overdo it or push yourself into it. Stretching is supposed to be somewhat comfortable and not straining or we're trying to avoid injury here. So breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And then when you're ready, we're gonna bend through the knees if necessary, just so that we can fully bend and grab our feet. If you're able to do this without bending the knees, you can go ahead and do that. So just letting the head rest on top of your knees or wherever they fall. Breathing in, breathing out, making sure you're still flexing through the feet. Breathing in and breathing out. Maybe if you're bending through the knees, maybe walking the feet a little bit forward just to stretch a bit more. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And inhale takes you back up, and then we're gonna come down into bridge pose. So for bridge, we're gonna come and lie down on our backs. We're gonna keep our knees bent and our feet planted into the mat. So you're gonna want your feet about hip distance apart. And then if you take your arms down alongside your mat, you're gonna wanna graze the back of your heels. So just see if you can feel that. And if you can feel that, then you're in a good position. And for bridge, you can either do regular bridge or you can do a supported bridge, more restorative form with a textbook or block. So first they'll show the regular one. So basically for this pose, you're gonna want to press up and lift the hips up, and then you're either gonna keep the palms planted on the mat, or you can clasp through the palms and shimmy your shoulder blades underneath your back, bringing them back together, and then lifting up more through the spine, bringing your chin to your chest. And then the restorative version is basically just that you place the block underneath your butt towards your pelvis, and it just kind of holds you up so that you're not really having to do too much work and you're not putting as much strain on the leg muscles. So whatever's best for you. Obviously, if you don't use the block, it's going to be more strengthening. So being here in bridge, Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Last one, inhaling in. And then exhale takes you back down out of bridge. So then what we're going to do is we're going to spread out along the mat. So we're going to bring the legs down to the mat. So you might need to scooch back up so you can fit on your mat or your towel. And then we're going to inhale the right leg in. And just bring it into your chest. Feel this stretch. Breathing here. Maybe closing your eyes for a moment. Letting go of what's not necessary in your body in the stretch. And then on exhale, we're going to bring the right leg over to the left. We're going to gaze towards the right. We're going to extend the right arm out. We're going to gaze over at that hand. Breathing in, and breathing out in your supine twist. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. On an inhale, we're going to pull that knee back into the chest. And exhale, we're going to take that leg out straight. And we're going to inhale the left leg into the chest. So just hold it here. Breathing in and breathing out. Maybe close your eyes. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And on an inhale, we're going to bring the left leg over to the right. We're going to bring the left arm out to the left, gazing over to the left. Breathing here in our supine twist. Either gazing at the hand or closing the eyes here. Just breathing. On an inhale, we're going to bring the left leg back into the chest. And then exhale, we're going to bring that leg back out. We're going to come into Shavasana. So Shavasana is our rest pose. It's also called corpse pose. So we're going to bring the right foot out to the outer right of our mat and the left foot to the outer left of the mat. And then you can either keep your hands down to be grounded, or you can bring your palms up for receptivity. So whatever kind of energy you need right now, just choose which one. And then we're just going to come into stillness. So this pose is kind of like mindful stillness in a way. We're basically just observing our mind, observing our thoughts, our breathing, and our body. So to start off, we're just going to come back to our breath. Noticing the inhale and the exhale. And then next, we're gonna bring our focus into our body. Are there any parts in the body that are feeling tension that you need to relieve? Maybe you don't even realize that you're holding on to such tensions. So just quickly scan the body. A lot of times we tend to hold the tension in our neck, in our shoulders, in our face. That's where a lot of our stress tends to compile over time and then just kind of gets compressed there. So once you locate any tension, just try to ease it out. And if you can't relieve that tension yourself, then you're just going to direct your breath to that area. The first time somebody suggested directing my breath to somewhere in my body, I was like, what are you talking about? I can't do that. Like, I was like, are they crazy? But it's not really, it takes a lot of time to be able to direct your breath to a certain part of your body. But the more that you practice it and the more that you try, it will. Like, I can't even really do it that efficiently. But there are people who the mind-body connection is really miraculous in that way, that people can change things within their body. There's a case of someone who learned how to breathe so well that she was able to get over her chronic bronchitis. That was, I think, in Germany or something. I remember my teacher telling me about it, and I thought, wow, that's amazing. So yeah, just try to just visualize in your mind your breath going to whichever area of your body is bothering you. For me, I have IBS, so often my stomach is a little upset and kind of funky. So just directing my breath down to that area can help. So just breathing in your Shavasana, letting go of any tension. And then if any thoughts come up, you can follow them wherever they want to take you. Or you can just come back to your breath or to some part of your body that has your focus. It's nice today because tomorrow's Memorial Day, so a lot of people are off of work, or many people like me are not working at all right now because you don't have a job. So, that's kind of nice to not have too many worries coming up in the next day. But if you have anything on your mind, just try to put that off until after the practice, or until whenever you need to get it done. There's no point in worrying about something that you can't do right now. Breathing in and breathing out. And then we're going to start to wiggle through our fingertips very slightly. And wiggle through the toes, starting to wake up the body. Maybe moving the neck from one side, moving the head to one side, your one shoulder to the opposite shoulder. On an inhale, we're going to bring the feet to the mat, kind of like we're setting up for bridge pose, but we're not, don't worry. And then we're going to roll over onto our right side. So just come over to your right side and extend your right arm out and over, just coming on top of your right arm, kind of into making it a pillow, just resting here for a moment before getting back up. On an inhale, we're gonna lift ourselves up with our hands coming back into a seated position. So come into a comfortable seat, be a cross-legged position. Your legs can be, doing whatever. It doesn't matter what seat you're in. But in whichever seat you're in, we're gonna try to keep the back and the spine neutral. So we're gonna want our head aligned over our heart, over our pelvis, which is down here. We're gonna breathe in and breathe out, relax the shoulders down and back. On an inhale, we're gonna bring the palms to heart center. So bringing them to your sternum, right in between your breasts, And then for this, a lot of people tend to put their palms together, but I like to keep them a little bit open at the bottom, just to let the light and energy in. Room for growth, room for improvement. Breathing in and breathing out. On an inhale, we're gonna bring the palms up to our third eye or in between our eyebrows. We're gonna open up through the palms to let the light in. The light and divine in me recognizes the light and divine in each and every one of you. I thank you for practicing with me today, and it was really, really a great chance to get mindful and stretch a little bit and move a little during the quarantine. So I thank you so much, and we bow together. Namaste. All right, guys, thank you so much. The practice is now over. Let me unmute you all just so that I can hear your lovely voices. Hello.
Hi there.
Hi. How was it for everyone?
Great.
Oh, you're welcome. That's great to hear. So I think it looks like some people joined in a little later, so I'm glad you're able to join and participate. I hope everyone had a great time. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, everyone. I'll post more about I'm teaching again. So if you guys want to join for that one, or if you can't, that's totally understandable. Our lives are unpredictable, and so much stuff is unpredictable now. It's kind of a weird time to be in, I think. But we're all getting through, right?
Yep. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Well, everyone have a great day, and I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves and healthy and happy. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Bye.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.